भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवा गुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः 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 श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. So now we will chant from verse number 11. Sorry. आत्मानामरणिं कृत्वा मानमरणिं कृत्वा प्रणवं चोत्तरारणिं ज्ञाननिर्मर्थनाभ्यासात् पाशं दहति पंडितः. So in this verse Shruti talked about mananam. So after Shravanam, even mananam is necessary. And here the method was shown as to how the mananam is to be carried out. Then Shruti now proceeds to tell us about our different experiences. So let us read verse number 12. Saeva maya parimohitatma शरीरमास्थाय करोति सर्वं स्त्रियन्नपानादिविचित्रभोगैः स एव जाग्रत्परितृप्तिमेति. So now Shruti is now helping us to write our autobiography. Now is narrating our life experiences. So this is our life. Now what in 3 verses, what the Shruti will talk about is nothing but the story of our life. So in the verse number 12 it said, Sa eva maya parimohitatma. The self alone, saha means the same self, is what? Maya parimohitatma. He is deluded by Maya. Deluded by Maya, the same self, what does it do? Shariram asthaya karoti sarvam. Shariram asthaya means what? Taking the sharira, taking the gross body, means this personality to be I, putting his astha, putting his understanding that this is what I am, means thinking that this body I am, and then karoti sarvam, he does everything. All the vyavahara he does is based upon his perception that I am this body. And then what does he do? Stri anna panadi vichitra bhogaihi saha eva jagrat paritruptimeti. This person, this self, in the Jagrat Avastha. We'll talk about this. Jagrat means in the waking state. What does he do? He tries to fulfill himself through different bhogas, through different experiences of different objects. Here some of them are mentioned: Stri, Anna, Panadi. He tries to fulfill himself through variegated experiences. And this he does in Jagrat Avastha. So now Shruti is talking about 3 states. We have to keep in mind that these 3, Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti. See, these are the 3 states which we come across every day. We pass from Jagrat to sleep, and from sleep to Swapna, and from Swapna again to sleep, or sometimes from Swapna to waking. It is interchangeable. But our life is nothing but these 3 states of experiences. But we have to keep in mind that in reality, these 3 experiences belong to the mind and not to the self. Yes, of course, because Atma is identified with the mind, this ignorant person takes himself to be the mind. That is why, in a way, it can be said that this fellow, this person, passes from these 3 experiences. Shruti begins with Jagrat. Jagrat means waking state. Waking state in technical language is called Indriyehi Arthopalabdhihi Jagaritam. This definition is given for Jagrat Avastha. That Indriyehi, by the help of the sense organs, Arthopalabdhihi, you experience, you enjoy the arthas. Arthas means padarthas, objects of the world. The state in which you experience the world, the objects of the world with the sense organs is called Jagaritam, is called the waking state. Now keep this in mind that in the Jagrat Avastha, all the 3 bodies are present. Which 3 bodies? Gross body, subtle body, as well as the causal body. This individual has 3 bodies. 3 bodies means, first of all, causal body. Causal body means ignorance. Causal body means ignorance. Karana Avastha. Because of that, there are karmas, there are vasanas, there are impressions, everything. And that is all lodged in the subtle body. Subtle body is nothing but a bunch of our vasanas and karmas, plus the means which we are given to exhaust our vasanas. So all the organs, subtle body consists of 17 things. Which are they? Then 5 sense organs, 5 sense organs of action, 5 sense organs of knowledge, plus 5 pranas, plus mind and buddhi. All of this is lodged in the subtle body. And the gross body is this body. But in the waking state, when you are going through the waking state, as for example now itself, this is waking state. There all the 3 bodies come into play. Here, what? The causal state is also there, causal body, because of Ajnanam this is there. Even mind, Chitta, all of them are also there. So subtle body is also into play. And even the gross body, that is also into play. So this avastha is there where the entire personality becomes manifest. This is that avastha, that state where the entire personality, consisting of the causal, subtle and the gross, all of them are manifest in the fullest sense. So that is called Jagrat Avastha. Now, here it is said, Sa eva maya parimohitatma, because of maya. Now the question that we saw yesterday, the question that is there is, Nanu asya asangasya udasinasya advitiyasya. The question that the Purva Paksha is asking is that if you are, as you say, you are the self who is asanga, who is udasina, who is beyond samsara, then how come for this self, kutaha samsaraha? How come for this one there is samsara? How come he takes himself to be limited? Yes, this is the moot question which arises in everybody's mind, that if I am Satchidananda Atma, then how come I became a Jiva? How Shiva became Jiva? How Narayana became Nara? If he is Narayana, that means if he is Brahman, full and complete, why did he in the first place take himself to be limited? This is the question that arises. But let me tell you, there is no answer for this. There is absolutely no answer for this other than that Maya did it. Who did this? Maya. At the samasti level, it is called Maya. Maya brought about this creation. At the individual level, we call it avidya. For the samashti, how did Nirguna Nirakara became this creation? There we say that because of Maya. And how did that which is Brahman looks upon himself as Jiva? There what answer do we give? It is because of avidya. But Shruti sometimes for individual also, for his delusion also, uses the word Maya. And for samashti level also, for Ishvara also, Shruti uses the word avidya. Interchangeably, it does this. Shruti uses them. Why? Because in the end both are same. So, because of this Maya. Now what is this Maya? It is anirvachaniya. It is that is the only logical or some kind of explanation that we can give, is that because of Maya, because of avidya. There is this something called avidya or Maya, because of which Brahman has forgotten himself. Brahman has forgotten its true nature. So Bhashyakara says it is avyakta namani paramesha shaktihi. There is this Shakti of Paramatma, which is also known as Avyakta. And what does it do? It creates everything, plus after having created, it makes you forget that I am all this. This is all nothing but me. And then you begin to look upon the creation as different from you, Ishvara different from you, and everything is different. Automatically then the sense of limitation comes. This is done by Maya. What is it? Aghatita ghatana patiyasi. There is a whole stotra upon Maya where it is said, what does the Maya do? It does that, it accomplishes something which is impossible. It is capable of accomplishing something which is not really possible. How can Shiva, how can Brahman take himself to be limited? But this is what we experience. Not possible logically. But still it is there. You can't deny. Yes, not possible logically. But still it is a fact. And such a fact that even after the Upadesha, for many times, that you are Brahman, you are not Jiva, this Maya doesn't seem to leave us that easily. The impact that it has created seems to come back again and again and again and again. So this Maya, we don't have to take it very lightly, even though, they say, Ya ma sa Maya, which means that which is not is Maya. Ya ma sa Maya. This is also how it is explained. that which in reality is not, and still it is there. So it is anirvachaniya. What is it? Bhashyakara explains it or define Mahadbhuta anirvachaniya rupa. Mahadbhuta. It is really great, plus wondrous, inasmuch as it cannot be defined as Sat or as Asat. You cannot give a categorical definition about it that it is Sat. Can you say it is? You cannot say it is, because with knowledge it goes. When the knowledge dawns, then this person no more looks upon himself as limited. And yes, the pratiti of the samsara creation is there, but then knowledge is there that it is not real. And that too, as long as you keep on seeing, so long the creation is. Moment you stop projecting, the creation is not there. Advaitam paramartatah. Bhashyakara swakale satyavad bhati. When you are seeing, it appears as if it is real. Prabodhe sati. But when you wake up, means in knowledge, asad bhaved. It is not there. Just as dream seems to be real as long as you are dreaming. Moment you wake up, where is the dream? It's not there. But when you are experiencing it, even that time also, you cannot say it is, because it will go away. You cannot say it is not, because I am seeing it. Then, Swaminiji, can we say it is Sat Asat? If not Sat, if not Asat, if those definitions we cannot make, then Ubhaya. We will call it Sat Asat. But can you imagine a thing like Sat Asat? That is also not possible. So what is it? What is this Maya? Indescribable, anirvachaniya. And if you keep on asking, but tell me why, but tell me why. How did this Brahman became Jiva? You just have to explain that. If you keep on harping upon this, if you are hooked up by this, then you will never come out. Because in all these times, nobody has been able to find out the reason for this. Rather than keeping on asking about why of this, you better treat yourself. You better treat yourself. As Gautam Buddha says, that this person is pierced by an arrow. And then he is asking, who did it? Who did it? Yes, somebody did it right. But now, what is the priority? What should you do now? Remove it. Go to a doctor and treat yourself, rather than wasting time in trying to find out who did it. Treat yourself, because you will never find out. Why? Because in reality it is not there. But now you are seeing it. Lord Krishna says, Na asataha vidyate bhavaha. Na abhavo vidyate sataha. He says, Na asataha vidyate ba. That which is asat. Asat, by asat there, he doesn't mean shunya. If that shunya is not there, I know it very well. But asat means even though in tattva, tatvikataya, essentially it is not there, but still it appears. Essentially it is not there, but still it appears. That is called mithya. Lord Krishna says this mithya is not there. In essence, it is not there. And there is never abhava, absence of sat. Asat is never there substantially speaking, and sat is never absent. For example, of rope and snake. Well, because of the dim light, what is rope is taken to be snake in dim light. You did take it to be a snake and ran away from it. You were really afraid. But when the light was there, where is that snake? It is not there. But there was a moment when you saw it and it created high blood pressure, fear, so many things. So we cannot say that it is not there plus it is there. That kind of categorical definition cannot be made by for Maya or Mithya. Maya is the cause and Mithya is the effect. In short, it is apparent. So, even though Brahman is Brahman, full and complete of the nature of happiness, yet the same Brahman takes himself to be limited. And moment you take yourself to be limited, then what will happen? Desires will arise. The desire to become complete is bound to arise. Nobody can escape. So Lord Krishna says, Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtati akarma kruta. Lord Krishna says, not even ignorant person who doesn't know the self, Atma, in its entirety, cannot live without desire and performing actions even for a moment. Even though he may be outside, he may appear calm and not appearing to do anything, but inside things are going on. Inside, planning and scheming and manipulating, and I will achieve this and that, all this is bound to go on inside. Karyate hyavashah karma sarva prakriti jair gunehi. Because of the effect of the Maya, gunas of the Maya, this person is bound to do, bound to be influenced by that. So, the story is that because of this Maya, the self took himself to be limited. And then what? He is given this field of experience, Jagrat. The world is there, which is full of objects of seeing, smelling, hearing, things like that. And he is given the organs for that. Outside there is Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. And here we have 5 organs. Enjoy with them. So, since he feels limited, since he feels incomplete, Stri Anna Panadi Vichitra Bhogahi, with different objects which he takes fancy to, with that he tries to enjoy. With that he tries to fill himself up. Mandukya Upanishad says that what is Jagarat Avastha? Very beautifully it summarizes everything, our entire experience, our entire range of experiences is covered up by Mandukya Upanishad. There it is said, this Atma is Chatushpata. It has 4 Chatushpata, 4 quarters. Which is the first one? Jagrat. We will see that in reality there is only one. But because of Maya, because of ignorance, first 3 are there. So the first one is Jagrat. And in Jagrat there it is defined as Bahish Prajnaha. In Jagrat Avastha, this fellow is Bahish Prajnaha. Bahish Prajnaha means his mind is directed outwards. Maya or Avidya makes him look outside. Bahish Prajnaha. And then what else? What else is the characteristic of Jagrat? Sthula Bhuk. He is Sthula Bhuk. Sthula Bhuk means he enjoys what? Sthula objects, gross objects. This is what he enjoys in the Jagrat Avastha. And there he is given how? 19 limbs. Ekona Vimshati Mukha. He is given 19 mouths. Which are those 19s? 5 sense organs of action, 5 organs of knowledge, 5 pranas, 15, and 4 antakarana is divided into 4. Manaha, buddhihi, chitta, ahankara. So understand, even ahankara is what? Ahankara is also part of Antakarana. So, in short, with this 19, he enjoys the world. And there, Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad calls him Vishwa. The name of this Jagrat is what? Vishwa. He is called Vishwa. Why? Because he's everything. Okay. Then, having experienced all this in the waking state, he gets tired. Because all this he has to do with the help of his mind, sense organs of action and knowledge, gets tired. And then goes on to which state? Swapna. So now second stage of mind or experience begins. And what is that? Swapna. Come on, let us read that. Swapne sajiva sukha dukkha bhokta Swamayaya kalpita jiva loke Sushupti kale sakale viline Tamo vibhuta sukharupameti. See, now what happens? See, we tend to give importance only to Jagrat Avastha. We think our life is nothing but Jagrat Avastha. We give importance to only that. But Shruti takes into account other two experiences also, other two states also. It's not that all our time goes only in Jagrat. It goes in Swapna also and Sushupti also. We have to take the entire thing into account. So this is second pada. Atma Chatushpada, 4 quarters. First pada, Jagrat. Now second one, Swapna. Now this fellow is tired, having experienced all that, goes to sleep. And from sleep, he goes into Swapna. Now what is this Swapna? Swapna is that, see, during waking, there are certain experiences which are very powerful. Maybe during a day, not only today, but maybe of the past. In the past also, or this day also, I may have gone through certain experiences which have left an indelible mark in the mind. They have left strong samskaras. Supposing, say, somebody insulted me. I went in the office and I was doing my work very well, but still boss called me and in front of everyone humiliated me. Now there I cannot say anything much. I did explain my position and reasoned out with him, but no, he is the boss. So there I cannot say anything. But it left such a mark in my mind that in the dream it comes out. That experience of apamana comes out in the dream. And then there I become the boss. It's quite likely that there I become the boss and then insult him. Which means what I'm trying to, any experience, which leaves their mark, strong impressions in the waking, quite likely that it may not be of this life, of the past lives also, because all of those samskaras are embedded in the subconscious, in the mind, and they may come out. So in the dream, I dream of that. What happens in the dream? See, in the waking, all the 3 bodies had come into play. Causal plus which else? Subtle plus gross. All the 3 bodies were there. Now in dream, which are there? Causal and subtle. Gross bodies now have no entry. Gross body has no entry into the dream state. There, the mind manifests based upon the causal. So these 2 are there. Causal and subtle body are there. But in the dream also, we must remember that the entire mind is not awake. Only a fraction of the mind is awake over there. The rest of the mind is sleeping. Only a fraction of the mind is awake. And in that fraction, whatever strong impressions of the waking are left, they manifest themselves. And here it is said, Swamayaya kalpita jiva loke. Here we come to know what the capacity mind has. Mind is able to create its own world. That mind-boggling capacity mind has got. It creates its own world without in reality creating. Supposing in Rishikesh we dream of Ahmedabad, that it has become too much now. So we dream of Ahmedabad. In sleeping here in the bed in Rishikesh, I create the ashram of Ahmedabad. Where did I bring the bricks, etc.? And when did I go? Nothing is possible. All this is elaborately discussed in Mandukya Karika. Because dream is a very, very important state to show mithyatva. It shows the mithyatva of dream. Because what we dream is not real. When we wake up, we find it is not real. Mithyatva is very clear. But Shruti takes this example to explain to us that in the same manner, even waking state, Jagrat Avastha, and this entire creation is equally mithya like dream. Equally mithya like dream. So, dream state is very important. It shows many things of what or how the creation can be made without any accessories. Just your mind is enough. Vivartavada. I create in myself by myself. As Karika says, Kalpayati Atmana Atmanam Atma Deva Swamayaya. Atma creates in himself by himself the whole world. This is shown very well in the dream. In short, in dream, mind itself spreads out. The impressions in the mind spreads out and it creates this world. And what do you do there? Here also, unfortunately, you go through the same sukha and dukha. In Jagrat, sukha and dukha were there. Good bandara sukha. But then again so much of heat, again dukkha. So whatever was there in the Jagrat, same kind of life, same kind of experience you go through in the dream state. Swapne sa jiva sukha dukkha bhokta. There you remain a bhokta. There you are not a karta. But even dream is the result of certain karmas. Some people have no dream. They don't. And some people gets dream every day. And very tangible dream. Nightmares. They get. All is due to certain kinds of karmas. And here, Mandukya says again about, because all this has origin over there. All this has origin. See, Atharva Veda has Mandukya, Mundak, Kaivalya and Prashna. But the states of experiences, Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti, are very well explained in which Mandukya Upanishad. So we keep on referring to that. Swapna is called this Swapna Sthana Antaf Prajnaha. There Upanishad says, in Swapna, where is this person focused? Antaf Prajnaha. In waking, where was he? Bahish Prajnaha. His prajna, his mind was focused outside. Now, that doesn't even when he is focused outside, his mind is working. But more or less, in Swapna, entire mind is focused inside. And not even entire mind. Part of the mind brings out this experience. Plus, it is experienced in the mind. In certain veins of the mind, this is experienced. And here also he has 19 mouths. In the Swapna also, see, the one who creates, the same gross body is not there in the dream. A new individual is created. In dream also I and you are there. Other than that person in the individual, in the dream, there are so many others. So many Chetanas, plus a Chetana also is there. There are mountains, there is Ganga, there is temple, there is dining hall, there is lecture hall, everything in the dream. Chetana, so-called Chetana, Achetana, an individual, you, Asmat, Yushmat, everything is present in the dream. Replica of what we see outside. But it points to a very big thing, that what is going on at the small level here happens at the samashti level. This wide, big creation is nothing, is not different from the dream in any way, other than the dimension is big. The scale is very big of the creation, and the dimension also is big. But otherwise, our individual dream as well as this creation are not much different. Bhashyakara says this in Dakshinamurti Stotra. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam. Vishwam is nothing, but like the city seen in a mirror. When you go outside, there may be a parlor, pan parlor, etc. And they have a big mirror. They have big mirrors. And then you see the motorcycle and cycle and pedestrians. All of them are going. They are in reality there. But in the mirror, where do you find? Inside. In the mirror, you see them inside. Where are they actually? They are out and seen inside. What happens for this creation? Pashyan Atmani. You see all this in the mind. Pashyan Atmani Mayaya Bahihi Iva Udbhutam. But because of, see, this is Chamatkara that Maya does. This entire creation is in the mind. But where do I think it is? Out there. Out there. And there too, I am different, you are different. In reality, that which I call I, that which I call you, he, she, it, this, that. What is all this? Just one thing. I is no different from you. In the dream, in the dream also there is individual and the rest of the world. But is the individual different from the rest of the world? In the dream? No. They are all one, created part of the dream. So dream points to this big thing. Anyway, so this is one second experience, where he is Antaf Prajnaha. And what is the name of this Atma in the dream? Taijasaha. He is called Taijasaha. Why? Luminous one. No outside Jyoti is available in the dream. You are dreaming. You went to sleep at night and you are dreaming. How did you create? And in the dream also you are doing Vyavhara. There is day in the dream, night in the dream, twilight in the dream. How are you doing Vyavhara in the dream? With the help of the sun. Which sun? With the help of the moon. Which moon? You yourself created. So with the light of Atma, with the shine and the light and the luminosity which Atma is, all this is happening. That is why it is called what? Taijasaha, luminous one. And what does he enjoy in the dream state? What do you enjoy? Pravivikta bhuk. Pravivikta bhuk means subtle objects. Subtle objects created by the mind are enjoyed in the dream state. Then the dream state goes on for few minutes or few seconds. Then that is also over. He gets tired of that also. Because mind is working. Mind was working in the waking state. Then it got, he enjoyed sukha and dukkha in the dream, then gets tired. Impressions have exhausted themselves. So where does he now sleep? Where does he now go? Sushupti. Sushupti is deep sleep state. Now what happens? In Sushupti, what happens is Sushupti kale sakale viline. This is in Sushupti. How many bodies are playing? Only one, causal body, only ignorance. What happens in Sushupti? The entire personality gets withdrawn. All your organs of action as well as knowledge, plus your ahankara, mind, everybody gets merged. Merged into what? In its own cause. Which cause? Ajnanam. They all of them get merged. Sushupti kale sakale viline. Everything gets merged except one thing, if you have paid attention. What doesn't get merged? One thing is going on. Huh? No drashta brashta in sleep. Where drashta? Then I cannot sleep. Prana is there. Supposing prana went away, we will never wake up. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. If prana also went, prana is awake. But prana is jadam. So if the thief comes, prana will get up. Thief is there. No. Prana will not get up. Means he will not do anything. Without Chaitanya. Ego is not there. Ego is also merged. In the deep sleep state, ego is not there, because ego is also one part of the mind only. One vritti of the mind becomes aham and the other vritti becomes idam. So, in the deep sleep state, even ego goes to sleep. Otherwise, let me tell you, if we are sitting in the train and I am there, and there may be some other person whom I don't like, there may be a third fellow who again I don't like. But in sleep, what will happen? Slowly. As far as I was awake, I was sitting straight, not touching him, nothing, everything. Very careful. But moment I go to sleep, begin to doze off, and I don't know where my head is, where my hands are. It may go there. My head may fall on his shoulder. Why? Who is not there? Ego, ahankara, that is also got merged. And he also, as long as he was awake, he would be very stubborn. But why? Because ego disappears. Not disappears forever. What happens? What has taken over? Tamas. Tamobhibhutaha. Now what remains there is tamas, curtain of tamas, ajnana. That is why I said, only causal body is there. Causal body means ajnanam. Only ajnana, curtain of ajnana has spread everywhere. All of them are there, but merged into ignorance. So now there is nothing but ajnanam. Nothing but ajnana. But who is going through all this? Self, Atma. And what is the nature of that Atma? Ananda. And so, now that Ananda manifests. Why? Because there is nobody to create disturbance. Who was creating disturbance? Ahankara. I am limited. I am so and so, different from others. Big pain in the neck. Then mind has raga and dvesha. All of them are, all those enemies have gone. All the elements which created problem, all the terrorists have gone. Infiltrators, they have all gone. Not gone, sleeping. They have become unmanifest. So long, this child, he was so mischievous. Then the mother makes him go to sleep. Now he looks very beautiful. All silent. But he only has to wake up. Again, all of that will come out. But in sleep, what happens? Everybody, up to ahankara, everybody except prana, everybody has gone to sleep. So there is nothing but ajnanam. But ananda being the nature of atma. So in sleep, what is the experience of everyone? Nothing like sleep. That is the thing which everybody badly wants. We look forward to sleep. Why? Precisely because of this. Only difference is I don't know. That time, if somebody would, how are things going on? You are not that present to tell him. Otherwise, what? How beautiful, amazing. You would reply, but you are not there. But when you wake up, how did you sleep? Oh my God, I didn't know anything. I just enjoyed. Moment I hit the pillow, I went to sleep. How can you say that? How can you? Which means Pratyabhigna is there. Pratyabhigna Swamiji was talking about. Pratyabhigna means recognition, remembering. You remembered. And remembrance cannot be unless you went through that experience. You went through that experience of happiness, but at that time, because of ignorance, you were not present. But you went through that. Atma was there very much. Moment you wake up, you remember that you are the same person who went to sleep, has woken up. But in short, what is important now is that in this state of experience, there is nothing but happiness. Sukha Rupa Meti. He becomes one with Ananda. Why? Not because he knows that he is Ananda, but the disturbing elements are not there. So this is what happens. In that case, we will never wake up. If this is what sleep is, why should we wake up? Let us continue. Does it happen? We wake up. Some people may wake up late, some early, but wake up. Why? That is being said. There is something which wakes us up. What is that? Come on. Next verse number 14. Punascha janmantar karma yogat. Sejal? This has gone away. 1 second, please. Maybe the data is not on?
No, it is on.
No.
Yes.
It is gone. Punascha janmantar karma yogat. स एव जीवस्वपिति प्रबुद्धः पुरस्त्रये क्रीडति यश्च जीवः ततस्तु जातं सकलं विचित्रम् आधारमानन्दमखण्डबोधम् यस्मिन् लयं याति पुरत्रयं च. Then, as I said, nobody wants to come out from this experience because it is nothing but happiness and ananda. But still, punaha cha janmantara karma yogat. But there are those karmas in our account done in this life or in the past lives. Innumerable karmas are there, and some of them are ready to manifest. Those karmas will forcibly wake us up. Punascha janmantara karma yoga. We will have to wake up. This work is there. We don't want to. We want to pull the comforter and sleep. But still, I have to go to office. Need not. I can't afford. So, those karmas, those desires force us to wake up. And either from sleep, sometimes what happens again, early morning, we go back to dream also. Swapiti. Swapiti means dream. Karmantara yuva sa eva jivaha. That same jiva may slip into dream again, or prabuddhaha, or he may come back to waking state. So from deep sleep, one can go back again to dream, or he can come back to waking state. Now, the sleep, there what happens? So now Shruti is saying, Puratraye kridati yascha jivaha. Now Shruti is making a big leap. Quantum jump. What does it say? See, the one Puratraye Kridati, the one who is sporting and traveling from one city to another, city of waking, city of dream, city of sleep. The one who is passing, the same fellow was in the waking, then he went into dream, then he went to the deep sleep. The one who is going, see, in waking, dream and deep sleep had no entry. In waking, they had no entry. In deep sleep and waking had no entry. In deep sleep, waking and dream had no entry. So they were mutually exclusive. But who was the common denominator in all of them? The self. Like I was, in the morning I was in Delhi. Then I flew to Dehradun. From Dehradun, then I came in the evening to Rishikesh. I am different from Dehradun, Delhi as well as Rishikesh. I sported in Delhi, Dehradun and Rishikesh. Similarly, the same Jiva, the same Atma, waking state, from there went to dream, from there went to... He is different from all of them. He is different. He is in all the three. But in him, they are not there. All the three cannot be without him. Without the actor in three different dramas, or in the same drama, there are three different episodes. In one, he comes as a beggar. In another, he comes as a king. In the third, he comes as a minister. All of them are the same actor. But yet, the actor, those three cannot be without him, but he is different from all of them. And in reality, he is neither a beggar, nor a king, nor a minister. Puratraye Kridati Yashcha Jiva, the one who sports in all the three cities is different from the cities. But what does the Shruti say here? Tatastu jatam sakalam vichitram. Here Shruti says it is from this person, one who was sporting in all the three cities. It is from him, from this individual who was passing through this states, three states. It tatastu, from him. Sakalam vichitram jatam. The entire variegated creation is born from this one. Who will believe? This is the big leap. So the individual is now given the status of what? Creator, Brahman. So, see, this is not, don't think Shruti doesn't know what it is talking about. So far it was talking about which pada? Tvam pada, in the three states. The jiva went from one to second to third one. And now Shruti is telling us that from this jiva, from this tvam pada, what has come about? The entire creation. Tatastu jatam sakalam vichitram. This entire variegated creation has come from this jiva. Which jiva was the Atma, not jiva, who was sporting in the three states, but was different. In reality, he was not the waking. In reality, he was not really dreamer. Had he been dreamer, then dreamer would remain always. Had he been waker, waker will never go. Had he been deep sleeper, that will never go. But since they are vikari, they are coming and going agama painaha. That means that is not true. The reality is this. And what is this? Mere consciousness. The changeless common denominator. Consciousness. From this is born the entire creation. So, Shruti is now slowly from Tvam Pada is taking us to which Pada? Tat Pada, Ishvara. Why? To explain that Tat is Tvam. To show the identity between Tat and Tvam is doing this. That is why it says, what is this? And what is this from whom the entire creation has come? Adharam, Anandam, Akhandabodham. This is nothing but Adhara. Adhara means what? Mere substratum. Adhisthana. So from this word, you can understand that Shruti is talking about Vivartavada. Is not talking about Parinamavada. In reality, this Atma or consciousness has not undergone any change to become creation. It is merely a substratum, like rope upon which the snake is projected. It is like the rope upon which the snake is projected. What is he in reality? Nothing but rope, adhara, adhisthana, the changeless platform. And what is it? Ananda Rupa, Akhanda Bodha. Akhanda Bodha means of the nature of consciousness, of the nature of knowledge. Knowledge where there is no knower, knowing, an object of knowledge. That kind of knowledge it is, which is called Vijnapti, mere consciousness, principle of knowledge. Yasmin layam yati puratrayam cha, in which all these three states again merge. These three states come from him and they merge into him. In the consciousness, same way. Utpatti also from him, Sthiti also in him, Laya also in him. Just as here, one state, another state, third state. Similarly, at the cosmic level, which are the three states? He himself is Ishvara, he himself is Hiranyagarbha, and he himself is what? Virat. First Ishvara, that is Maya, along with Maya, consciousness along with Maya, then he becomes Hiranyagarbha, then he becomes Virat. All of this, for all of this, the platform is nothing but consciousness. This is said. Why? As I said, now Shruti is in the mood of showing the complete identity between Tat and Tvam. So now we proceed further. Verse number 15. Now shows this, So now the scale has changed. So far was talking about Tvam, and Tvam itself is shown as Ishvara. So says, see, etasmad jayate pranaha manas sarvendriyani cha kham vayurjyotirapah prithvi vishvasya dharini. See, the pronoun is you, etasmat. Etasmat means from the same one. Pronoun is used for that, no? So from the same one, so far which was referred as saha, which was referred as this tatpada, tvam-pada, from that itself, jayate pranaha. Prana is born. Prana means cosmic vital force, vital energy. Prana is born. Then manaha is born, cosmic mind. Cosmic prana, cosmic mind, in which individual mind and prana is also to be understood. Then what? Sarvendriyani, all the sense organs. Then space. Then air. Then jyotihi, light. Then apaha, waters. Then prithvi, vishvasya dharani. What is prithvi? The one who supports the earth. So all of these elements and total Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti is born from this. By prana is indicated Kriya Shakti. Kriya Shakti is in prana. By manaha is indicated Jnana Shakti and Ichha Shakti. So all the three Shaktis with which the creation has come about, all of them is born from this self, is projected upon this self. Then now in the next verse comes Mahavakya. Comes the because Tvam is referred to, Tat is referred to, Tvam is only shown as Tat. That which I thought is simple individual who is passing from all the three states Shruti said from him only the entire creation has come about. And now shows the identity. This Tvam and Tat are totally one. And in this Upanishad, it is shown in the best possible way. Everywhere they just say Tattvamasi. But here it says, you are that, that is you. Both ways. So it leaves no room for doubt. Complete identity. We'll just read the verse. Keep that in mind. And tomorrow we will explain that. Yat param brahma sarvatma Vishwasyayatanam mahat Sukshmat sukshmataram nityam Tattvameva tvameva tata. See, Yat Param Brahma Sarvatma, that which is Param Brahma, exalted Brahma, the reality, which is what? Shown as Sarvatma, because from him only everything is born. Vishwasya Ayatanam, which is the support of the entire creation. Mahat, which is big, which is what? Sukshmat Sukshmataram, subtler than the subtlest. Subtler than the subtlest. Plus Nitya. That you are Tat, that Brahma which is like this, which means Ishvara, the Tat Tvameva, that you are. If this was not enough, then what does Shruti say? Tvameva Tat. You are that. Now, I'll just tell you this much, that if these words are taken in Vachyartha, if you take the literal meaning, then this is not possible. The identity is not possible. So, Shruti has to, we have to understand it by Lakshyartha. Lakshyartha means implied meaning, targeted meaning. When I say you, where does this finger point? What does this finger point to? Does it point to the gross body? No, go further. Does it point to the subtle body? No, go further. Does it point to the causal body? No. Then where does it land? It lands to consciousness. Because and when I say Tat, does it land? Where does it land to? To Ishvara with all the omniscience and omnipotence? That I cannot be. So where does it land into? There also only to consciousness. That is how we will do this. This will be great. This is a great equation, which Tattvamasi is the big equation. Just like E is equal to MC square is difficult to understand. Similarly, this is big thing. We will see this tomorrow. Om Purnamataః Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanta Shanta Shantihi. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanta Shanta Shantihi. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. 1 second, I just wanted to make a request and tell you that tomorrow, if